What is up, TFA fam? Thank you for joining us. Welcome in to the Week 7 Fantasy Game Day show, the Start-Sit show, looking at waivers next week show. Who knows? All of it. We got you covered. We are here for you. It is the bye-apocalypse. It is the bye week from hell. Joseph is already jumping in the chat saying that he is having these bye-week problems. So let's just jump into it. If you have any start-sit questions or anything else that's on your mind, fantasy-related or even non-fantasy related, we'll answer all of your life questions. We'll get everything straightened out here. We're here for you. Robbie, how are you, man?
I've been better because I look at every roster and I'm starting the Khalil Herberts of the world, the Sony Michels of the world. I have a question for you. I have to go between Khalil Herbert, Sony Michel, and Darius Slayton, and I'm just not really sure how we have gotten here between all the buys, between all of the injuries. It is very rough in Week 7 streets.
Is Slayton active?
Yeah, Slayton is expected to play. I just might off the rip here kind of run through some injury things, and then we'll get to these questions. But just to give everybody the knowledge right off the top, expected to play. These are reports that we think these people are expected to go. DeAndre Swift, Antonio Gibson, Chase Edmonds actually had a full practice, so we were a little worried if he was going to be limited. He had a full practice. Alex Collins for Monday is expected to be activated. Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin, Tyreek Hill, Julio. We were a little unsure about that. He is expected to play. Darius Slayton, as I mentioned, and then the tight ends, TJ Hawkinson, OJ Howard, because Gronk is out, and then Evan Ingram out, making sure that you are not starting these players. Barkley, Latavius Murray, Antonio Brown, Kenny Galladay, Kadarius Toney, Sammy Watkins, Terrace Marshall, Curtis Samuel, and Rob Gronkowski. And then the news that we're just kind of getting in right now live is Sterling Shepard. He was questionable. He's going to try it out and see if he's good to go. He just came out of his warm-ups prematurely, so it doesn't look like he's going to go. He tested it out. Dan Duggan, a beat reporter there for the Giants, said he left early, so I'm not expecting him to play. I'm doubtful. And then Devontae Parker also had a late injury in the week for practices. So he is probably going to be out. I think he's going to test it out as well, but I would expect him to probably be out as well.
Are you done?
I don't know. I mean, other than all the Patriots, the entire Patriots defense is questionable. Like the entire defense is questionable. So we'll see about that.
I feel like that's par for the course with old Billy B, though.
Yep.
Like that's something we should expect. I feel like every week we look at the questionables and who's playing and who's not. Every single week, it's everybody from the Patriots. Like they've been ahead of that trend for quite some time.
Playing chess.
3D chess. All right. Let's hop into some of these questions. We got the chat starting to fill up. Getting to Joseph first, since he's been rocking with us the longest. Need 2 flex spots to start full PPR. Freeman, Corey Davis, Ramondre Stevenson, Alex Collins. And then Joseph adds in, my gut says pick up Ayuk for tonight. Would you drop anyone for him?
I'm going to answer the first question. Corey Davis in a different spot I'd like more. We just said, everybody on the Patriots defense is questionable. The one human that isn't is J.C. Jackson, and I would expect J.C. Jackson, who has shadowed quite a bit, to be on Corey Davis. So I don't really love him in this matchup. So I'm going to probably roll out Devonta Freeman, who is expected to be the lead back there for Baltimore. Baltimore has actually scored 7 running back touchdowns in just 6 weeks. So they're getting it done even with the Lev Bells, the Latavius Murrays, and Devonta Freemans of the world. So I think he's a good bet for 10 to 12 carries and maybe a touchdown. And then the other guy I'll throw out is Alex Collins. He's expected to be activated, and then he'd be the other guy I think is going to get the most work. So I'd go with those 2 guys. And then I don't think I'm dropping Ramondre Stevenson or Corey Davis for Ayuk. What say you?
I think I would drop Alex Collins for Ayuk and play Ayuk.
Okay.
Because Penny's coming back. We don't know what that's going to look like. We saw DJ Dallas get involved last week as well. Ramondre Stevenson is fine to keep. I would probably drop Collins and I would just roll out Ayuk and just shoot for the moon.
Yeah.
Okay, like we know what Ayuk can do. It's been super frustrating so far this season, but hopefully after the bye week, he baked some cookies, took him over to Shanahan's house, cut his lawn for him. Did did some favors, really nice. Sent him a gift card to a nice restaurant. I don't know. Hopefully he did something to get himself out of the doghouse. I think with Jimmy G being back, unfortunately, that's probably an upgrade right now, and maybe Shanahan wasn't looking as foolish with wanting to just keep rolling out Garoppolo, because Lance has the big play upside, but he has been very inaccurate and up and down with his
shocking
throwing quarterback play. So I would drop Collins. I don't think that he has a very high ceiling, especially with Penny back, and like I said, with everything else. And you talk about Geno Smith being the quarterback. So I would drop Collins, let that be somebody else's headache, and I would pick up Ayuk, and I would probably go Freeman and Ayuk.
Yeah, just quickly, the only reason I would not drop Collins is because I get Penny's coming back. I don't know what Penny gives us if he gets injured, if he stays. He's just had really, really unfortunate history. Yeah. So if you told me Alex Collins was the main running back for the Seattle Seahawks when Russell Wilson comes back, week 10-ish, and Chris Carson gets, put on long-term IR, that's the only reason I think there's some long-term appeal with Alex Collins. We did see him get, 20 touches this past week. So I do think there's some long-term play with Alex Collins, which is why running backs are so hard to get. I don't quite want to move off of him yet.
That makes sense. Is there anybody else, Joseph, you could drop to pick up Ayuk? Maybe we can go that route as well.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to start Collins, especially not knowing how this split is going to be with. Who knows? Maybe Collins does control the touches this week, but I could also see, they spent that first round pick on Penny, what seems like 6 years ago.
So long ago. Yeah.
So maybe all right, hey, he's healthy this game. Let's just run him into the ground, because who knows how long we'll have him.
Right.
I do like Ayuk. Eric, have Tua, Tanny, and great matchups this week. Who would you start?
I mean, we like Tua. I think you had him in streamers. I have him as a top 10 guy, maybe a top 9 guy. But I think I'm going to go Tannehill here. The game script has been to run, and Derrick Henry has gotten so many touchdowns, and I get all that. But eventually, those touchdowns are going to balance out on the Tannehill side. He's going to have Julio most likely. He has A.J. Brown, who practiced in full, who can't get over this Chipotle issue. This food poisoning is affecting 2 weeks in a row now. But he should have his full complement of weapons. And again, you're going against the Chiefs. You're going to have to throw the football, even if you are the Tennessee Titans. So I'm going to go Tannehill over Tua, but I do like them both.
If we were more sure of Devontae Parker's status, I would roll Tua. Just because I think with Waddle, Gesicki, Tua's been playing pretty well. Tannehill's been pretty up and down. They are in good matchups, but I think with Tua now with Devontae Parker out, I would lean – or questionable, right?
Right. Yes, questionable, very, very questionable. Yep.
Okay, so I would probably roll Tannehill here as well. Our guy Mason rocking with us. Would you start Henderson and Stafford? See, I thought I was being smart. I was like, well, I know Stamford is a typo. I'll just say Stanford instead. Henderson and Stafford together, or Lamar and Henderson.
Man, you know that we like Stafford going against his former team in the Lions. All that said, I think I'm going to probably have Lamar higher just because I know what Lamar can do when he's at the top of his game. They're both great plays. They're both top 5, top 6 plays. Yeah. So you're not going to go wrong here. But if you can separate them, and it seems like you can, Mason, I'm going to go Lamar and Henderson and just split that, maybe get the goodness from both of those games.
Yeah, I really don't mind starting both those guys together, but I do have Lamar just a smidge higher. So I would roll Lamar there. I would, again, unless this isn't a super flex league because you'd be rolling both of them out, I would look to trade one of those guys, Mason. They're if you have both, unless this is like an 8-team league, right? If you're like in a 10 or 12-team league with both of these guys, you can probably look to move one of them and get something solid in return. So I would look to trade one of those guys, but this week, give me Lamar. CHB, always rocking with us as well. Good to see all these familiar faces in here. Tight end to start, Mo Alley-Cox, Cole Kmet, CJ Uzomah? Where are you going?
Yeah, I like Cole Kmet here. He's been getting more involved as each week has gone with Justin Fields. He's thrown a little bit more, and a little bit more. And I think we see the most pass attempts from him this week, going against why am I blanking on the Bucks? They're going against the Bucks. So they're going to have to throw. And I think Kmet is going to be involved in that process. So I'm going to take him over kind of the touchdown or bust, Mo Alley Cox, and then Uzomah is not on the same level as those other two.
Yeah, I think if one of the receivers were out for Cincy, I might lean Uzomah, but they have their full complement, so I'm going to go Kmet here as well. And also, if you're playing FanDuel and you're doing any lineups and you're trying to get Derrick Henry in, who has been priced up to $11,000 this week, Cole Kmet is only $4,900 on FanDuel, so I have a lot of Kmet this week because I feel like it's going to be really hard to get in Derrick Henry. So I want to have at least one of those lineups with Henry on. It's entirely possible against this Chiefs defense. He goes 170-3. You know what I mean? Like that right. That sounds ridiculous, but it's with Derrick Henry, it's not. So I want to have a little exposure to him. Anyway, Triple Trey. Do we think that Tom Brady is going to scorch the Bears today? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. He's without AB, so I think there's a slight decrease there, but he still has fantastic targets in Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, OJ Howard. I don't think he's a downgrade from Gronk. I know we saw Gronk go off for 4 touchdowns in 3 weeks, but honestly, from an athleticism standpoint, I think OJ Howard's probably an upgrade. Maybe the chemistry is not quite there between him and Brady, but his weapons are just fine. So while Jalen Johnson has been playing fantastic as a cornerback for the Bears, still not a matchup you're worried about. Tom's going to be fine. You're rolling them out.
Yeah. I mean, I think his over-under is at like 305, I want to say 310, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Brady this week as well. Even with Leonard Fournette playing well, they're still just letting him drop back 40 times a game, which is just something I did not see coming, especially 2 years in a row. Kyle Grove, full PPR. Collins versus New Orleans or Ayuk versus Indy. Give me Ayuk.
And give me Collins. But my thing with Ayuk is I do think he's going to get better, and I've actually taken the over. His over is like 38.5 yards. Like I do think he's going to beat that, especially with Jimmy G and then throwing a little bit more for the Sunday night game. There's that absolute floor of like 1 catch for 7 yards that I'm worried about. And I think with Alex Collins, I'm not worried about that. I think he has a floor of 10 carries at the minimum and a couple catches.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe I'm just wishing too much with Ayuk, but the Indy matchup doesn't bother me whatsoever. I'm not worried about a banged up Xavier Rhodes, no Rock Ya-Sin still. So and then with no Kittle as well. I think that's a big thing that we haven't mentioned. That's why I'm leaning toward Ayuk. If Kittle were active, I would be going Collins there. But I think with Kittle out, this could be a good week for Ayuk to at least start that process of getting back on track. William wants to know, would you start Gibson and McKissick together or Alex Collins for one of them? Did you say Gibson was out?
No, Gibson's active. Gibson's going to go. Now, what his snap share is, I think it's going to be a little bit more like last week, not only because of the injury, but because of the game script against the Packers, right? Like Aaron Rodgers, most likely with that offense, is going to be leading, and you're going to probably see more J.D. McKissick. So of the 2 running backs, I like McKissick more than Gibson. But that said, we still saw Gibson when he first got this injury. He came out and had 20 carries or something, like the most he had of the entire year. So I don't want to discount the talent with Antonio Gibson. I'm just going to downgrade the playing opportunities, the amount of opportunities he's going to get. So I will roll out these 2 Washington running backs over Collins just because of talent for Gibson and opportunity for McKissick and game script for McKissick.
Yeah, I'm especially with this bye week hell. Like that's probably your best bet. Your best bet anyway. Good morning, Alejandro. McKissick or Miles Sanders? This is where we're at. This is where we're at.
This one's interesting. And I think if Kev Steele was here, he would pound the table and he would say, this is the Miles Sanders week. Miles Sanders, his snap share has been increasing each week. His role, while the amount of touches hasn't changed all that much, we haven't seen Kenneth Gainwell as involved. And Miles Sanders is working to have better matchups going forward. He's had actually a lot of bad game scripts and a lot of bad matchups. So I do like Miles Sanders as a long-term, play. And this week too. That said, again, I just mentioned the game script for McKissick. We've seen him have now 3 weeks of 18 PPR points or more, which is just fantastic. And then we've seen him have 3 weeks of 6 PPR points or less. And this one feels like it's more on the, the double-digit higher end, getting close to 20 points if he can get, 6 or 7 catches along with what he does on the ground. So I'm going to lean McKissick, but I don't think Miles Sanders is a bad play at all this week.
I'm going to go McKissick as well. If this were next week, because Sanders' schedule does start to open up and look much better after this week, but the Raiders have been pretty solid in terms of their numbers and fantasy points allowed against running backs. So I'll lean McKissick, but I think we're finally getting closer to the point where we can say start Miles Sanders and not have any qualms about it. TV joining us, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, and a half PPR. So let's start with the receivers. We need Woods, Cooks, Shepard, Metcalf.
I'm going to do the first 2. I am very nervous about this Seahawks passing game with Geno. I do like Metcalf, obviously more than Lockett, but I think I'm much safer with Robert Woods. Again, we think Stafford's going to light it up. And then Brandon Cooks, man, it's almost impossible to sim at this point, even with Davis Mills, even with some tough matchups. And he has a great matchup this week. I don't want to sit him. So I'm actually going to sit Metcalf, which sounds wrong. Or no, then we have the flex. No, I'm going McKissick in the flex. I'm going to sit Metcalf.
Yep, I'm agreeing with you across the board there. Another one here for Alejandro, Callaway or Ayuk?
I actually really like Callaway this week. I think I have him as like a top 25 wide receiver. I know they don't throw a ton, but they get a fantastic matchup against the Seattle Seahawks secondary, which is like or top 3 in yards given up. And Callaway is this type of big play wide receiver where he only needs 1 to make his week. And he probably gets a Sidney Jones matchup or whoever else they're rolling out at corner in Seattle. So I like Callaway here. He has so far been the quote unquote alpha of that wide receiver room so far with Michael Thomas still out.
I'm going to go Callaway here as well. I like the matchup. We don't have any questions about his target share because they literally have nobody else. So Alejandro coming back through, McKissick or Michael Carter?
Going to stick with McKissick here.
Me too. I want to say Carter. I think maybe in a different matchup, we could go Carter here. I like that you have him, Alejandro. Hold on to Michael Carter because he has been getting it. It hasn't been the full workload, but that's what we had been saying since the offseason. If you watched anything with Robbie and I together, we were saying that like he's probably going to be a 60-40 kind of back, and that's what he basically is at this point. But the thing that's really hurting him is he's also splitting the pass catching work, and there's just not a lot of that to go around in this matchup against New England. They are 7.5 point home dogs. Mm-hmm. So I will go McKissick there. Mark Maloney, who am I benching out of these 3? A-Rob, Myers, Collins. I'm benching Collins.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I just don't know how much the Patriots pass against the Jets. And Myers, as many targets as he's had, would you be surprised if this is a game where they only throw it 24 times and 1 touchdown to a tight? You know what I mean? Like he's not obviously our touchdown guy. Eventually he'll score, but it has not happened yet. So I don't think there's a ton of upside with his play. And then with this game script, even if the Jets kind of stay in it with all the injuries on the defensive side of the Patriots, he actually only played 63% of the snaps, which I think is an anomaly. Maybe he missed time, and I didn't pick up on that. But I thought that was kind of interesting. N'Keal Harry worked in and had 30% of the snap share, along with Bourne and Nelson Aguilar. So not causing too much concern, but I'm just kind of nervous about Myers. I'm going to sit him, which is wild because he's probably the most popular name, with what's happened so far this year with Allen Robinson. So odd trio here. It's really tough, but I'm gonna sit Jacoby Meyer. I don't think there's a lot of upside there.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a lot of upside with Collins either in that matchup if he's splitting work. Even if
why do you love Rashad Penny? I don't get this.
I know I don't. I do not. I've never been a Penny guy, but I just think with him active as well as DJ Dallas played, even if Collins is going to be good to go, since he was banged up, I think he had. Did he practice yesterday? Did he get in a limited practice?
Yep.
Okay, so 2 DNPs and then a limited practice. I don't know. And then again, in this matchup against the Saints, and we were expecting them to kind of fall off because they had a bunch of names that are gone from that defense from the year prior. I just think with a Russ Wilson less Seahawks team going up against New Orleans, I think Collins' upside is capped, and Myers is a little bit safer for me. Even if they only throw 24 times, I think we can still expect him to see 6-7 targets. You know what I mean? I'm also hoping that with the bye week for the Jets last week, 2 weeks to prepare for the Patriots, Zach Wilson, letting him calm down, get back into the groove of things. You know what I mean? Maybe that can help them out. I think this game, it's like I said, only 7.5 point spread against the Pats. And if they're going to have all those defensive injuries, I think they might be able to not necessarily push them, but to hang with them and not let them blow them out. So I think we could see a couple more pass attempts from the Jets.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, good to see you. Feel like we haven't been seeing you. I know you're all the way over in the motherland, but thank you for joining us. Good to see you back in here. Collins or Freeman?
Freeman here again.
Okay.
Just the shot at a touchdown from a Ravens running back, regardless of age, regardless of the last time that they were fantasy relevant. I'll go Freeman here.
Same for me. Tam wants to know AJ Brown or Cooks. That is AJB. Brandon has Lamar at QB. Should I double up and run Hollywood as my flex or put in T or Russell Gage in his place? I'm just gonna double up. Give me the stack. Give me Lamar and Hollywood.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Hard to sit Hollywood right now.
Yeah. Then last week was an anomaly on both sides of the ball, right? Like there really wasn't a lot of offense going around. They obviously scored a couple of running touchdowns, but I think Lamar only had 170 passing yards. They just didn't have to do much. I think in this matchup against Cincy, they're both going to push each other. So give me Lamar and Hollywood. Mr. Wong, are you starting Gibson? Picked up JD and has Gaskin. What are you doing with this trio?
I'm interested to hear your take because I have them both very close, but I am going McKissick based on game script. I understand the talent of Gibson, but we've seen kind of the last week where his target share, or excuse me, his snap share has kind of been stifled a little bit. Are you still rolling Gibson over JD McKissick?
I'm not. I'm going to go. If we need 2 of these 3, I'm going to go McKissick and Gaskin. But if we just need 1, I'm going McKissick.
I'm not starting McKissick. Can't get me back in there. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
Gaskin?
Yeah, Gaskin. Not going with Gaskin.
Whoa, where did this come from?
McKissick, yes. Gaskin, fool me twice, can't get fooled again, as George W. once said.
That is a quote. Jim's fiance needs a wide receiver. Red Shepard in right now, but injury concerns. Should she pick up someone like A-Rob, AJ Green, or Corey Davis? Pick up A-Rob. Let's go. Let's go. Pick up A-Rob. He had the 50 yards last week. Another good matchup this week. They got to get Fields going. This could be the time that they do it. Still no Jair for the Packers. Tampa, right?
They get yes, and it's weird because I had that same confusion. Chicago gets Tampa, and Washington gets Packers, and they're basically
either
the
way.
Same game. Yeah,
either way. Yes, A-Rob. Matt Ryan or Tua? Who are you going here in this matchup?
Very close again. I think I have it Tannehill, Tua, and then Matt Ryan. I'm going to go Tua on this one, kind of for the reasons you said off the bat. If Parker misses, yeah, that's a slight downgrade, but Tua played fantastic returning to action last week, and I do like Waddle and Gesicki going against, because Gesicki really hasn't played tight end. Smythe has played tight end, so Gesicki's really his wide receiver too right now, and they're going against the Falcons secondary there. I like Tua in this matchup.
Yeah, the one thing to note here for Miami is I believe both of their top corners are healthy and playing in this game. But, I mean, they're still going to have to throw because they don't have much of a run game, outside of, Cordarrelle Patterson. But I'm also going to go to slightly over Ryan here as well.
Sliding in.
There we go. The Rev has joined us. What's up, Tom? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, screaming children upstairs. So if you can't hear me, that's because I'm
being drowned out by the screams and horror.
That or I have to go help somebody from being murdered or something. I don't know what's going on up there. Craziness.
Which way? Which way is that happening?
I don't know, to tell you the truth.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
But whatever it is, I'm going to have to prevent it.
Or participate. Who knows? Who knows?
You know what? It's an early day, so who knows? So, yeah, that's fun. What are we talking about? Are we talking about hockey or what is this?
Hacky. Go Kraken.
Yeah, this is the MLB playoff podcast. I know we all love baseball, so we're going to talk a little Pirates, because the Pirates are in it, right? Pirates are playing. Anyway, let's get before this goes way off track.
That's what I do.
KT Chris wants to know, is Freeman worth a start? I think with Latavius out, with all the bye weeks, with all the injuries, everything else, yes, I think you can start Freeman. Chris, let us know what other options you have. Looks like now if it's between Freeman or Callaway, I'm going to go Callaway.
Same.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Close, but yeah, probably Callaway.
Yeah, but if you need Freeman in like your RB2 spot, I think that's fine. But if that's a flex question and you're choosing between them, I'm going to go Callaway there. CHB wants to know Fournette or Swift.
Wow.
I'm going to go Swift there.
If this is a PPR format, give me Swift. If it is standard, I'll go Fournette. But I think even in a half PPR, I want Swift as well.
There you go. Tough question. Half PPR, I'm going to go Swift, have him a couple spots over Fournette. Because
like I said, the Chicago Bears run D has been playing well, and it's not like they've been, even with as well as Fournette's been playing, he's not getting 18, 20 carries a game. He's getting 10, 12, 14. So I think in this matchup, with the only thing we have to worry about for the Bears, not even worry about, but the one bright spot, is Jalen Johnson, their second-year corner. So give us Swift there. Going back. Okay, yeah, you're not dropping any of those guys for Ayuk. I think we were asking if there was anybody else that Joseph could drop. Bench full of buys: Herbert, Jefferson, Deontay Johnson, Ramondre, Judy Collins. Yeah, you're not dropping any of them for Ayuk, so just stay the course there. Josh wants to know McKissick or Damian Harris in a PPR. This is McKissick for me, despite the good matchup for Harris.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic for Harris. But when you say PPR, kind of like I said earlier in the show, we have 3 games where McKissick sees 5 receptions, and he's gotten to that 17, 18 points per game benchmark. So in a good game script, this is going to be McKissick for me.
Tommy, I'm coming to you for 2 in a row here, so you can get a little warmed up. I feel like they're easy. We're gonna dip the toes into the start sit water. These are not props, Tom, and this is also not a dynasty trade question. Okay, so you're setting a lineup here. AJ Brown
for the rest of the season.
Set the mind. Redraft.
It's not best ball, Tom. All right.
Okay.
Just for today, A.J. Brown or Jalen Waddle?
I mean, I'm going to go A.J. Brown. That matchup is too good.
I know you do love yourself some Jalen Waddle, though.
Ooh, I do.
Chris Godwin or TMC?
Man, if Antonio was playing, I would say, who do you have that you have to bench one of these guys? Because they both have fantastic matchups, in my opinion. I'm going to go Chris Godwin by a hair, even though I like Terry McLaurin to bounce back.
Wow, Godwin over your boy. I have McLaurin 7, Godwin 9. But, man, I agree. If we can find a way to get both of these individuals in your starting lineup, we need to do that.
And I would also lean Godwin over Terry here. But, yes, can we start both? Walito, we missed this, brother. Sorry we missed this. The $5 Super Hala coming in from Walito. You know, and I feel like if we were just to like talk kindly about Brandon Cooks and DeAndre Swift this whole time, we might drain Walito's bank account.
Gone.
I feel like we could just be like,
gone.
We love Swift, the best player in football. Brandon Cooks is a monster, and it's just
in 4 weeks he'll be sending us yen.
Holding on to some Ethereum and Bitcoin. He's just going to start sending us 0.0001 Bitcoin from Walito. Alejandro, Myers, Sanders, or Corey Davis. Robbie, how are you feeling about this trio?
I'm going to do Miles Sanders here for everything we said earlier. I think he is finally getting to a point where we can trust him again. Tom, what say you?
Getting to a point where you can trust Miles Sanders. You can trust Miles Sanders. You can't trust the shit sippers who are calling the plays for Philly, though. Yeah.
Do it.
I'm probably leaning Miles Sanders. It's just you have to be ready to be like just broken to pieces over it. It is what it is, man. That's where we're at this point in the season with Miles Sanders. It hurts, but yeah.
I do think the fact that Lane Johnson is back will clearly help the offensive line.
Yeah,
right.
It should, because you should be able to put Mailata back at left tackle, but they're still a hot mess. Jordan Mailata.
Was it your lotto or his lotto?
Fuck lotto. I'll get another fucking $1 from your mother from tomorrow. Something like that. It's from 8 Mile. You know what I mean.
That's enough of that. That'll be enough.
Welcome to Start Sit with Tom Corson, everybody.
It's 11:34. It's not at night. I'm sorry. I just come down here and I think it's at night.
It's a children's show, Tom.
It's water.
J2 nice. Would you start Gibson at flex with the other options being Elijah Mitchell and Julio Jones?
I like Eli Mitchell here. I think he's kind of their running back one. He has a safe floor of getting 15 touches. Yeah.
So, what about Hasty being back in the fold? Are you worried about that at all?
No, I mean, sure, he probably only catches maybe a ball or two, so he's not getting 3 or 4 catches, but it's not as great as it was. But I'm gonna still go Mitchell over Gibson because Gibson has the same issues, right? Like, what is he going to catch in this game script with McKissick being out there? So
I will also lean Mitchell here. I wish Julio Jones were healthy because this would be a slam for Julio.
Yeah, Ramondre. Hold on. Did you know Ramondre Stevenson is out today?
Ooh,
back to the Damian Harris question real quick.
Get the actives and inactives rolling, Tom.
I would still go McKissick there.
That doesn't change a whole lot for
me.
Yeah.
No Sterling Shepard. What? No Devontae Parker.
Yeah. Yep. Late shoulder or something in the week at practice. So we weren't expecting Shepard or Parker.
Alejandro here with a flex question. Ayuk, A-Rob, or Alex Collins? Give me A-Rob, baby.
I'm not going Collins. And I can't go Ayuk yet. So A-Rob.
There it is.
Evans or McLaurin here for JB.
McLaurin still.
Yeah. I like Godwin a little bit better than Evans. Still two very good options. I think they're both going to have good days.
Yeah. I'm ruled out, so it doesn't matter. Tam, pick 2. Cooks, Debo, AJB, or A-Rob. I'm going to go the middle 2. I'm going Debo and AJB.
Same. I'm definitely going Debo out of that group. And then
Robbie's gonna say Cooks just so we get another $5 super chat from Paulie.
He knows the game.
I like Cooks this week. I do like Cooks this week, but the matchup with Debo does not scare me. Again, no Kittle. The Colts do have a solid defensive line and a solid linebacking core. So, you know what I mean? So, like, maybe that run game doesn't pop off this week. So, I'm going Debo and AJB.
AJB and Debo, but it's so close.
It is close. Evans or Tyreek here for Porter. We're going Tyreek.
Always and forever.
Always and forever. Hayden, pick 2. Pitts, Drake, Myers, Gesicki, or Dylan.
We rolling out 2 tight ends here, boys?
Yes, we are.
I think I am.
Yes, we are.
We like both these tight ends a lot this week.
Yep, both these tight ends. If you watched the prop show last night, you heard Tom and I both talk about. Tom talked about wanting Pitts, or was that on the Thrive show? Either way,
well, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. We both like Pitts and Gesicki in this matchup. Drake, you can't trust. Dylan is touchdown dependent, in my opinion. So, give me the 2 tight ends there.
Hey, let me jump in with some defensive players who are out. Will Jackson from Washington is out. Well, you guys were talking about Devontae Adams on the Thrive show, I believe. The over-under could be like 11.5 catches, and I think I might take the over now with Will Jackson out. Patriots, wow. Deonta Hightower is out. On the flip side, C.J. Mosley out for the Jets. Packers, Preston Smith and Kevin King, who was not great, but now I don't know who the cornerbacks are for the Packers. I really don't. So McLaurin again.
Terry.
So those are some names. And then the Miami Dolphins corners are both back. So that probably stifles a little bit of that Falcons love, but we'll see. We'll see in that game.
Unless they both grew 4 inches, it doesn't scare me so much for Pitts.
Yeah. No, but for Ridley, maybe not the boom week. I still think Ridley's going to get his 7 catches. All going to depend on how many yards he gets. He can definitely burn them. He's one of the best route runners. I think that doesn't get enough love for that, but their
timing in the passing game is what's been off with Ridley and Ryan so far.
Porter has another question here with Evans: DJ Moore or Mike Evans?
Moore. DJ Moore.
Yep.
Getting closer there. Julio, Myers, Pitts, or Drake. We need 2 for the flex for Hayden on this time.
That was the same one as before, right?
But Gesicki was in there, correct? There was Pitts, Drake, Myers, Gesicki, Dylan.
Okay.
So now it's
couple
Julio,
similar
Myers. Yeah.
Julio and Pitts.
Same.
Yep. Ray Gamer, start 2. Bateman versus Bengals. Renfro versus the Eagles. Kirk versus the Texans. Kyler as the QB.
Standard scoring. I am definitely going Kirk.
I have Rashad Bateman wildly high at wide receiver 25. I just think that he is going to slowly take over, not Hollywood's role, but Sammy Watkins is out. I do think they're passing more than they have in previous years, and I really like Rashad Bateman as a player. So he has his warm-up game coming out. I like him more than the touchdown or bust kind of play in Kirk And then Renfro, I don't really see a ceiling there, even without Waller. Give me Bateman.
Well,
We need to.
Was Waller
Robbie.
ruled out? I didn't see he was ruled out. I just saw he was not trending well.
Right. The ankle is very questionable.
Yeah.
We're getting that news late. He injured it, on Friday's practice? When that happens, normally it doesn't tend to go well.
Right.
He's not been ruled out. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm going to go Bateman and Kirk then, seeing that we can start two.
Same.
Yeah, same for me. And again, if you're on FanDuel and you're trying to jam in Derrick Henry, Bateman is only 5,300. So I have a lot of Bateman, I have a lot of Waddle, and I have a lot of Cole Kmet. If you're trying to put some FanDuel lineups together with Derrick Henry. Bars in the Tuck. Good morning and happy. Same to you, Bars in the Tuck. Battle rap from the bottom what?
From the bottom
tier? From
tier?
The bottom.
Anyway, I don't know. I like it.
Full PPR, pick a tight end, RSJ or the new toy, Ertz.
Tommy?
Not Ertz yet.
Yeah. I like RSJ in this spot.
Yep.
Gotta wait.
Michael Carter versus the injury-depleted Patriots, or Collins versus the Saints in a standard league.
Alex Collins. You haters.
If Pete Carroll didn't come out and say that, okay, he's playing, then it might be a little bit different because I'd be slightly scared about it. And then it's Monday night, so you better have a backup plan, but I'm going to go Alex Collins right now.
Give me Michael Carter. I'm obviously outvoted, but I'm throwing that out there. Gibson or Mitchell, full PPR.
I think this was the same as before. I believe we both picked Mitchell over Gibson, just based on volume
and safety. Tell you the truth.
Yeah.
T. Higgins or Jacoby Myers in a full PPR for Noel.
I'm gonna go Higgy here.
Got him 2 spots apart. I'm going to stick with Higgins, but it is close. Baltimore's corners have been very good. That's why I'm a lot lower on Higgins.
Harrison, if Florida does not play, who should I pick up? Moreau, Mo Alley, or Everett? Godly.
I'm probably going to go Mo Alley. As crazy as it seems.
Yeah, I feel like Foster Moreau has enough talent where he can slide into a decent role. If you don't get a touchdown
here as well.
Yeah, if you don't get a touchdown from Mo Alley Cox, I think he's a tight end like everyone else. But I think he's a little bit more dependent on those. I'm going to go Foster Moreau here.
And Fred Warner is he's a baller.
Heard of him.
He's good at football.
I so badly wanted the Steelers to take him that year. Like I thought he was going to be someone who slid to the back end of the second, and the Niners took him at the middle of the second that year. Anyway, yeet, 12-man full PPR starting Stafford, Swift, Mixon, D-Hop, Chase, RSJ, Scary Terry, Justin.
Just Justin Tucker as the kicker.
I
don't know.
It was maybe Seal, just one name. On the bench is Herbert, Cook, H.A. Dillon, Jefferson, Michael Thomas, Knox, Gallup, CEH, Logan Thomas. Are we making any changes here?
No, because they're all on bye.
Yeah, there's not
injured.
Not a whole lot of.
Yeah, no, especially with half that bench being out in one way or another. Basically,
I think the only person you could put in is A.J. Dillon, right?
Yeah. Unless Logan Thomas is on IR, I'm dropping them for any backup running back. Knox is out 3 weeks. I know more are higher on Kev specifically is higher on Dawson Knox. He's out at least 3 weeks. I'm dropping him as well. I'm not carrying a tight end that can't play for more than 3 weeks, not named Kittle or Kelsey. So I'm trying to get more running backs and wide receivers on this team.
Susan, full PPR, Pittman, Hardman, or Mooney? in a full PPR.
Yep, Pittman.
I will say that if you need a more of a boom bust option, we do not mind Mecole Hardman.
Not at all
this week. But the safeties with Pittman. But if you're looking at your opponent and you think like you're not feeling good about your chances, I don't mind throwing in Hardman in this matchup that has a 57.5 point total on the week.
Yes.
Michael Brown.
Now we have no Paris or TY this week, so those targets go back to Pittman. So I feel like he has a higher floor and a higher ceiling than Hardman.
No, this is where Zach Pascal gets 2 touchdowns, and we.
Yes.
What's your address? I'm going to drive out there and punch you right in your.
Yeah. Michael Strachan. Have we ever figured out how we pronounce that?
Michael Strachan.
Strachan.
Michael Strachan.
Believe me, I'm
Tom,
the
I was definitely not asking you how to pronounce any names.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Ramondre.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Would you do Gibson for Keenan?
Yes.
Gibson and Woods for D-Hop. Gibson and Woods for Henderson. Other wide receivers I could trade Gibson for. Running back Zeke, Eckler, Javonte, Mitchell, Pollard. Wide receivers DK, Terry, Woods, Tony.
First one, Gibson for Keenan. Boom.
Yeah,
love it.
I'm not doing the last one regardless. Gibson for Keenan's good. And I don't think you have to throw in Woods. The difference between D-Hop and Keenan, which is that's what the point is not Woods. So yeah.
Yeah.
Math.
And definitely not for Henderson either. Yeah, I like Gibson for Keenan as well. DB in the flex, AJ Dillon, Hunter Henry, Mooney, Renfrow.
Tom, how do you pronounce Dustin's last name? Just for fun.
Dustin who? It's bruh. Like Dustin, bruh.
I knew this would be fun.
Boy. It's bro, man. Dustin, bro. Come on.
Tree updates. What is happening here?
Tree.
Maple trees are in season right now. Beautiful blooms.
Get yourself a beautiful ficus.
I hate how oaks just descend. All right. Anyway, let's answer the flex question here.
Don't get me started on maples. Ugh.
Dillon or Hunter Henry? Who are you putting in the flex?
Dillon.
Yeah, Dillon, 13 touches per game the last 3 weeks. He's getting enough work where I like Mooney's matchup, but I'm gonna stick with Dillon over the rest of these.
And I think in the flex it's Dillon or Henry, and then at wide receiver we need Mooney or Renfrow. So Dillon at the flex for all of us, and I'm gonna go Renfrow at wide receiver.
Interesting. No Waller, most likely. I'd probably bump Hunter Renfrow over Mooney. They are very close right now.
Yeah. I mean, the Eagles slot corner isn't very good. Slay is quietly having an outstanding season, so he's going to lock up that number one. So, yeah. Renfrow's fine.
The Extra Point podcast. Thanks for coming in and joining us, EPP. Darnold or Tua?
Tua.
Tua for me as well.
Yeah. We talked about that game being like an ugly point kind of game because just there's not going to be a lot of defense. So I'm going to go with Tua as well.
Gaskin or Kirk?
Can't get fooled again. Kirk.
Is RSJ a better start than Hawk for
Absolutely
Ronnie?
Not. Don't do it.
I know Hawk's been banged up, but
yeah,
I would be punching myself in the Netherlands, in the nether region, if I sat Hawkinson.
He buys an airplane ticket.
Tom, is that
he buys an airplane ticket. He goes over to the Netherlands and he just starts punching himself.
Yeah. I would pay to do that. Yeah, give us Hawk there. Bateman or Corey Davis, PPR in the flex for Mr. Wong.
Give me Bateman.
That's close.
Corey Davis likely to see J.C. Jackson. I do not like Corey Davis. I'll probably have Crowder over Corey Davis.
Yeah, give me Bateman there as well.
I guess.
Tom, what about this one from Alejandro? Dillon, Sanders, or Davis?
I'm going to go with Cordero Patterson's backup running back, Mike Davis.
Disrespect. The truth, but the disrespect. Miles Sanders.
Yeah, let's go.
Miles with an I. Miles Sanders.
Cards D or Panthers D? This is absolutely the Cardinals defense here going up against Houston.
Yep.
Big Truz back in the fold. Happy tight end day. Who should my flex be? McKissick, St. Brown, or a Seahawks running back? Just give me McKissick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I want nothing to do with either of the Seahawks running backs this week. Brady wants to know Brady or Rodgers?
Tom Brady.
Yeah, they're both very. I'd
trade one. Actually, I have Aaron Rodgers higher. I lied. I trade one, so you don't have to do this every single week.
I'm going Brady. Edmonds or Sanders?
I'm going to go Edmonds because they're probably going to get up.
And so it's going to be a James Conner show?
Give me Sanders there.
Sanders.
I'm so scared. You're talking to someone with PTSD watching this Eagles running game every week. So you can't take me serious with this. If you ask me a Miles Sanders question, I'm immediately going to be like the guy in D2 community college. I don't even know.
Miles Sanders week.
Upset.
Week 7, bipocalypse, injury apocalypse is the Miles Sanders week. Week 7.
My favorite is the offensive coordinator saying, man, we really need to find a way to get him the ball more. It's like, bro, give him the ball. Like, you actually have input into the thing.
Or throw it.
Where he gets the ball. Weird.
We need one running back and a flex here for Tim. Sanders, Mixon, Darrell Williams. There's Mixon?
Mixon all day.
And then in the flex, who do we want out of that group? Adding in D-Hop.
Definitely not Miles Sanders. And this is not me being biased right there. That's going to be D-Hop or Williams.
Mixon and D-Hop.
I'm going to go Hopkins.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to go – oh, man. I'm going to go Darrell Williams. I'm going to go Darrell Williams.
Yeah, it's going to be Mixon and D-Hop for me.
Let's talk that one out. So the reason I'm not going Hopkins is if he hasn't been – and he can get touchdowns. They're on fantastic offense. But his target share is only at like 19 or 20%, not his normal 25, 26% target share. And now they add in Zach Ertz, which I know isn't that big of a deal. But I'm just worried that if he doesn't score, he just gives you this mediocre week.
I'm going full-blown revenge narrative on this one.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
Yes.
Wow.
Feed D-Hop this week. I think we get a classic D-Hop game.
180 yards, just annihilation.
I mean, 7 for 101. You know what I mean? Going up against Houston.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think Darrell Williams, what do you have? 22 carries. I know the efficiency wasn't good, but with this offense and how many times they're probably going to be in the red zone against the Titans, can you see him getting another 2-touchdown game? That's just why I'm on Darrell Williams a little bit more. Hello, dog.
Either that or the wife throwing a child down the stairs. Chav, Crowder, McKissick, Hines in a full PPR. Is this where you're going, Crowder, or are we still rocking with McKissick?
Oh, no. This is McKissick. Yes.
We need MJ in here now asking a question so we can get some pug on pug in here.
Half French bulldog.
Ooh. Foreign.
Excuse me. I didn't realize you were so cultured to have a French dog. Waller Shepherd out. I am screwed. Bowling. Let us know if we can help you out. Dame joining us from the FB land. Brandon Cooks is wide receiver 2, Mooney as my flex. What do you think? I like it. I like Cooks
especially
as a wide
this
receiver.
week.
Yeah, especially this week. Another one here from Dame Higbee or Goddard. Full PPR.
I'm going to go Goddard here.
Yeah, give me Godare.
I guess you just can't depend on him.
Any Eagles player. Probably can't roll him out.
Have Miles Sanders my RB2 this week due to Carson's neck injury. Do you think he will finally have a breakout game this season? Dame, hopefully you were joining us because I know we're a little bit behind on the questions. So hopefully you heard us talk about that we do like Miles Sanders in this matchup. Offensive line, mostly healthy at this point, I believe. So and we heard the standing ovation and just the absolute uproar whenever Miles Sanders finally got a carry that last game, which is honestly one of my favorite things that has happened this season. Miles Sanders gets like his second carry of the game. It goes to like 7 yards, and Philly gives Sirianni a standing ovation for handing the ball off. But yes, we do like Miles this week, and as your RB2 with all the injuries, all the bye weeks, I'm good with that. King KG. Dylan or Damian Williams? Obviously, Damian Williams coming off of the COVID protocol, not in a great matchup. Also with Khalil Herbert splitting touches. Obviously, Dylan is splitting touches as well, but in a much better matchup. So I'm going to go Dylan here.
Yeah, not great matchup is understating it for facing Tampa Bay. I don't know if Damian Williams gets more than 4 carries splitting time and against that matchup. So A.J. Dillon for me.
Swift or CPAT? How do you think about that one, Tom?
That one's a little bit tougher, but I'm still going to go Swift there. I like DeAndre this week.
GG. Double G, does Mecole Hardman have legit upside this week? Yeah, I mean, I think with Tyreek maybe not being – obviously, we didn't see it last week, right? He ended up having 9 catches, 70, 80 yards, something like that. But I think in this matchup, Mecole does have that legit upside. Damn it, Tom.
Sorry. I might not have much longer in me because it's going well upstairs.
The war is growing.
It's real. It's real. This is also why, if anybody's wondering, why I try not to do many Sunday morning shows, because of this.
Hardman, I really like him this week. They're going to throw, and the Titans give up the most touchdowns, the most receptions, and the most yards. So again, you kind of mentioned Tyreek, a little bit banged up. I'm not really factoring that in a ton, but Hardman should be a fantastic play with some good upside.
Tom was actually right. It is pronounced bro. And now I know why he was asking tree update, because of the thing that happened with Kevin on the live show. Kevin is not here, so DB, we'll have to wait. I think tonight we can ask Kevin about the Christmas tree quandary. Myers or Corey Davis for Alejandro?
Tom, did you screenshot that last thing about you were right with the pronunciation? Maybe just screen grab that.
Yeah, I got it. And also, I do have a French dog. Hello, of course I know how to say bro.
Myers for me here.
Myers for me as well. This one's for you, Tom. Miles Sanders or Trent Richardson?
Well, at least we know T. Rich is going to get the ball. Miles Sanders might have 7 more carries than Trent Richardson this week.
Kyle K, Dylan, Collins, Freeman, Mooney. Start one running back and a flex.
Freeman, Collins.
Yep. Same. I was trying to figure out a way to get Dylan over Collins, and I couldn't do it.
Same.
I was trying to say Freeman and Mooney.
So Freeman, we got that going for you.
Yeah. So Freeman for sure. And it looks like the tiebreaker is going to Collins. Ashton wants to know Gainwell or Khalil Herbert.
Yikes. Ashton really feeling the week 7 blues right now. I'm going to go Khalil Herbert.
Yeah, I'm going to go Herbert too, and I'm going to make this my last question so I can actually breathe later on because my wife might kill me because it does not sound fun up there. All right, gentlemen. Happy Sunday. Good luck on your matchups. May your bets hit straight. I don't know. Whatever.
Just hit.
Whatever. Yep, just hit. Make money. All right? And win all your matchups. We
appreciate the effort.
Yeah, well, I tried.
So. Yeah.
All right, gents.
We appreciate the effort. See you, man. Later. All right. C. Crip, which defense should I stream this week? Tampa or Carolina? That is definitely Tampa for me. A-Rob, and then we did get this. Appreciate Mike coming in with the breaking news. He is Darren Waller has been ruled out versus Philly. Another question here from Kyle. Ruggs, Mooney, Dillon, Freeman, Collins. 1 running back, 1 flex.
Oakland has the 305. So it's interesting if he'd be ruled out already, but I'm not expecting him to play either way. So with this, we're doing 1 running back / flex or 1 running back and a flex.
I would assume 1 running back and a flex.
Let's go Freeman and Collins. And you're probably going to do Freeman and Mooney. Because I think
I'm going to go Freeman and Ruggs.
Interesting. Yeah, just real quick on Ruggs. The Eagles have not given up. They've only given up, I think, 4 plays of 20 yards or more down the field. And I think Ruggs is kind of that big play receiver. So I think just we see a Ruggs game where he's a little bit more stifled, and especially if Slay follows him at all, which I don't know if that's the case, but they're just not a team that gives up a lot of deep shots, and that's kind of Ruggs' game. So that's why I'm lower on Ruggs.
I just feel like with Waller being out, I think Slay would potentially match up better with Edwards. Not saying like you have to game plan for Edwards, but I think that would fit Slay at this point of his career. You know, I mean, we saw, and not comparing these two because they're both fast, but we saw what Tyreek did to that defense just a few weeks ago. So I think we could see something similar with Ruggs, and again with Waller being out, I do think that opens up a couple more targets for Ruggs as well. A-Rob, Callaway, or Mooney. We need a solid wide receiver 2 here for Ronnie during Buy-Mageddon.
I like the Buy-Mageddon because I've heard the Buy-Pocalypse, Buy-NATO. Now we have the Buy-Mageddon. Now that one might be my favorite. We need to incorporate that.
I do like this one.
I'm going to go Callaway here. Big play potential.
Yeah, give me Callaway as well. And oh my God, I hate that. Do you want to give your thoughts on Devonta Freeman here for Uzi?
Yeah. Obviously, well past his prime, but the running back for the Ravens scores, right? They have 7 running back touchdowns in just 6 games. So whenever you have that potential, even if he's not the player of old, I think Devonta Freeman is a solid running back too. And we also have Mike giving us some more updates, not just breaking news, but he's also giving us weather updates from Lambeau Field.
Flurries already. Couldn't be me here in North Carolina. No flurries in my forecast, boys and girls. Gaskin or Kirk, movie fan, we already answered this one. We like Kirk in this spot. Also, movie fan, let us know what your current favorite movie is. I would like to know that. I'm not going to watch it, but I'd like to know. Robbie Anderson or T. Higgins here for Mike.
Oh, man. Even in a down matchup, I think I'm still going to take T. Higgins over Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, I really liked Anderson coming into this year, and it just has not panned out. Could see I do like the over in that Cincy game as well. If you're into the betting side of things, I think we see both those teams push each other a little bit. So I'm going to go T. Higgins there as well. Samuel Luciano wants to know AJ Green or Ayuk PPR. Where are you going here, Robbie?
I'm going to go Brandon Ayuk.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm going to go Brandon
Ayuk as well. Clear path to targets. AJ Green has not seen more than 6, although he has seen exactly 6 in every week except one. But again, this could just be the DeAndre Hopkins show. Maybe a big play here or there from Kirk or Rondale Moore. And then it's going to be a bunch of James Conner, I think, in a matchup where I think they are favored by 17.5. The last time I looked, if that line hasn't changed. Tim has a defense question here. Rams against the Lions, Tampa Bay against Chicago. Which one do you like?
Give me the Rams, D. These will both be probably top 3, top 4 defenses for me, but I'm going to take the Rams, D, over Chicago or over Tampa.
Rams for me as well. Another defensive question here from Porter. This is going to be the Cardinals. Yeah. Hartnell, Devonta Smith, Darius Slayton, Dante Pettis.
Oh, we are here. Dante Pettis, come back into our arms. Come back to relevancy. That said, Devonta Smith.
Yes. Raylan, better late than never. Glad to see you here. Throw us a random question, Raylan. Let's get a random question here on Sunday. Lou Triple D's, would you drop Russell Gage for Quez Watkins or Zach Pascal?
No.
Yeah, I would not. I like Gage in this matchup, especially comparatively, right, with those other two. Franco, Harris or Miles Sanders in a PPR?
Damian Harris.
Going Harris as well. Raylan out here flexing on everybody, talking about A.J. Brown and Brandon Cooks in the flex this week. It just had to make sure Raylan got that in there, and then doubles down and said, yes, I said flex. This is A.J. Brown.
Yep.
Dosh, with Devontae Parker out, should I stream Tua or pick up Burrows versus the Ravens D?
You know, this is the interesting ones that we have every now and then where you have it ranked one way, but then you get the question and you're like, man, would I play Burrow over Tua? I want to kick it to you first because I need to ponder.
Man, the matchup is clearly better for Tua.
Like, and not just like just better. It's like Ravens, one of the bottom for quarterbacks scoring. Atlanta, one of the top. Random individuals checking out the backyard there. So I think I might go Tua over Burrow, but it is very close. I think they're 8 and 9 or 9 and 10 for me.
I'm going to go Burrow. Full complement of weapons, and the Ravens D can be had. We have to remember they gave up 400 passing yards to Derek Carr. Was that week 1, week 2, early on in the year. They just gave up almost 400 to Carson Wentz last week, the week before. I know they just shut down Herbert, but I think they can be had. I just think with the full give me the edge with the weapons to Burrow. This is not going to be a game where, since he is able just to hand the ball off to Mixon 22 times, they're going to have to throw in this matchup. I like Burrow here going up against the Ravens D.
Your process is right. This is the one where the process is going to be right with Burrow, but the result is going to be Tua. Like I just have that feeling.
Well, there you go. Glad we could not help you out at all, Dosh. Somebody in the chat break the tie here for us. Let us know who you think won that argument. Igor,
you won the argument. I don't have an argument for Tua other than fantastic matchup. So.
We need a flex here for IB. Harris, Freeman, AJ Green, and Kirk.
Dang, this is really good options for flex. I'm going to go Harris.
Yeah, give me the safety and give me Harris here as well. Those are some nice options, especially in the Bimageddon that we have. Yes, Ramondre Stevenson is a scratch. It looks like Waller is out, and also looks like Shepard is out as well. Here we go. OT. Rondale Moore or Renfro, PPR? I'm going to go Renfro.
Yeah. he scored enough where I would just say like, hey, safety, you're taking Renfro, upside, you're taking Rondell, but he scored enough where it's like not just safe, he has a little bit of upside as well. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Renfro,
especially with Waller out as well.
Yep.
Here we go. Here's one for you, James Conner or Devontae Booker.
I didn't think we'd get a James Conner question. Maybe it's because he is just that locked in to your lineup. This is James Conner. The game script just matches up so well.
I'm going to go Connor as well. Hartnell giving us some praise and some thanks. Devonta Smith or Marquez Callaway?
Oh, Devonta Smith.
I'm going to go Smith as well. Another, we got Xenon rocking with us. Good to see the Soto in here. Callaway or Julio?
This is not the Xenon Girl of the 21st Century Disney Channel. You probably don't even know that because you're not a Disney Channel kid, I guarantee you.
I don't get it.
I'll just let you have that one. Julio Jones between these two.
Sanders or Collins or Williams, one of the flex. Say it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is. I was trying to figure out what D Williams that was, but he has Bears right after. Yeah, this is Miles Sanders.
Let's go. That's where I was going. That's where I was going to go with this one. Xenon Warrior Princess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You get that one?
Well, I thought it was I didn't think it was Xenon. I thought it was Xena.
Well, either way, we're not here to be correct, Robbie. All right. James Mendez, PPR, have to fill my 2 running back spots with a flex. Already have Henderson locked in. Good call. Gibson or Edmonds for the RB2 spot.
I just want to know. And you type in Xenon on Google, you get Girl of the 21st Century. It's like the next thing that comes up. So the internet is with me. This is going to be.
That's just going with your ranking, with your search results.
Robbie. Probably. I'm searching Disney Channel movies that I want to get back into. Man, that is a tough one. I'm going to go Gibson.
And then would you put in Robbie Anderson at the flex, or would you just slide Edmonds into the flex?
I'd probably slide Edmonds into the flex. If he was still limited, I'd have some more concerns, but he practiced in full, and I don't even know if he's on the injury report anymore. So I'll go Gibson and Edmonds.
Here's a random question from Raylan. If there were a fantasy league where if you won, you got $1 million, but if you lost $500,000, would you join?
No, dear God, no. I mean, one of 12.
Jokes on you, Raylan. I don't have $500,000 to lose, so this is all upside. I am joining, and then if I lose, I'm just jumping off a building.
What about this? Let's make it a little bit more difficult. It's a DraftKings head versus head, you versus me. You know what I mean? Something like that. And you win, you get $1 million. You lose $500,000. 50% odds, right? Would you do it then?
Now, is this like if you finish in last place? You know what I mean?
Because I mean, I can't do the odds of me winning versus 11 other people. Like that's.
I'm very risk averse, so yes. I don't. If I could be in it, and if it were like if I just didn't finish in last.
Oh, I do that a lot. You just have to,
just not be the worst.
Right.
Another ration here. Evans, risk going Julio or go with Ayuk?
No, I'm gonna go Julio. I get the risk of him exiting early with a hamstring, but man, just going against the Chiefs,
their floors are the same.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock Julio there as well. The fact that he got in a limited practice all week makes me feel slightly better. If he were like DNPs up until Friday, then got in a limited, I'd probably go Ayuk, but he did get in limited practices, I believe, all week. Devonta Smith or Callaway, this is Devonta. Scooby-Doo, pick 2 in a non-PPR. Ingram, Ayuk, A-Rob, Slayton in a non-PPR.
A-Rob and Slayton. I just don't think Mark Ingram, the Texans are very game script dependent. When they're in it, you see more Mark Ingram. He gets 16 carries. When they're not in it, you see him get like 6 carries and a lot more David Johnson. And they are 17.5-point dogs if we haven't said that yet.
Yeah, Ingram wasn't really factoring in. A-Rob was a lock for me.
I mean, for Slayton, I really like Slayton actually this week because there's no Galladay, there's no Shepard, there's no Tony. It's Slayton, Ingram, and John Ross, Dante Pettis. Like, I think Slayton could have a really good week, actually. I'll play Slayton over Allen Robinson.
Why'd you have to say that?
Why'd I go there? I just had to do one more.
That was it. We need 2. It wasn't just one.
Didn't have to insult A-Rob like that.
Yeah, you didn't have to do that. Yeah, I like what you just said. I'll go A-Rob and Slayton there as well. OJ Howard or Uzomah if Waller is officially out. We got Crip out here calling out folks.
Yeah, I mean he's not officially out. That was my quick mention earlier, but most likely out. And I would go Howard. This is not even close. With Gronk out, OJ Howard in. I think he has a really good shot at getting a touchdown.
Got someone sleeping in my league. Picked up Kittle, dropped Henry. When he's healthy, do I start Pitts and Kittle every week in a tight end and flex PPR? Good call picking up Kittle.
Yeah.
Good on you, D-bro.
Trade one of them once Kittle's healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on your other options, right? Like, I think you can start both of those guys and feel okay with it. I think rest of season, I think we could see Pitts get closer to living up to the hype that he had coming in. Obviously, the game before that he left, balled out, but Ridley was out. But, they don't have many other options. So I think we see Pitts continue that momentum. Again, really nice to have that bye week to kind of reset, get himself ready for the rest of the season. So obviously depends on your options, but I would have no qualms about starting both of those tight ends, especially, Pitts and Kittle.
Yeah, they're at the level where you're okay with that, but mostly you don't want to do that, and I'd be fine trading one of them once Kittle's healthy.
Yeah. We got Q coming through with the super chat. Really appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys for rocking with us this entire time. Going to be wrapping up here in about 10 minutes. But Q wants to know who has a better rest of season outlook, T or Waddle in a full PPR.
This is really close, man. Like, this is really close.
Say it.
I mean, we like rookies to continually get better as the year goes on. Will Fuller coming back into the mix, Devontae Parker coming back into the mix. That just is where I hesitate a little bit.
Are they?
Yeah, I don't know. Will Fuller more likely going to be out than in. That's fair to say. I'm going to go T. Higgins, but I don't mind Waddle. I mean, if you wanted to convince me,
I'm going Waddle.
Just based on gut feeling.
No, I think the Dolphins are going to have a higher ceiling in terms of their pass attempts on a week-to-week basis. Like we have seen now through 6 weeks what that Bengals offense wants to do. It is not the Bengals offense that we thought we were getting, where they were, top five in pace of play and with just sitting back and chucking the ball. They want to be more balanced. They want to keep Burrow healthy. They're getting Mixon super involved on a week-to-week basis. So, I mean, what you were saying with, Parker and Will Fuller coming back, T is already dealing with all of that. You know what I mean? So I think his target ceiling could just be a little bit more capped. And would it really surprise you if we don't see a full complement of the Dolphins for the rest of the year, where one of those other 2 receivers are going to continually be out? So we're really, only banking on Waddle and Gesicki the rest of the season, where, it's a little more crowded for T and with a lower target ceiling. So I like Waddle, and then you get the old teammate narrative and all that. So I'm going to go Waddle there. It is close, but I give the edge to Waddle.
Yeah, I mean, Waddle without the other 2, his targets, he's had 2 weeks of boom targets where he had, 12 in one game, 13 in another. But I expect that their target share is going to be pretty close most weeks. Waddle may be more the big play threat. I think T. Higgins definitely the better touchdown play. And I know you're going to hate to hear it, but Tyler Boyd is really a non-factor right now when both Higgins and Chase are going. So he has the talent there to have some weeks, but right now it is Chase and Higgins. So that's why I'm not as worried about the busyness of that room. We have seen that they are the two main focuses for Burrow.
Well, you're wrong, and that's okay. Brian Hill, keep going back and forth between Julio and McKissick. Who you rocking with there?
I'm going to go McKissick.
There you have it. Fate Rewind. Got to fill my wide receiver spot this week. Who do you advise me to put up? Can you give us some options there, Fate?
No, you have to take the full list of wide receivers, Cody, and just let's go.
Who do you think might be some guys that are available?
Slayton. Darius Slayton. I just had Shepard. That's what I was doing on my phone a little bit ago, checking to see if Slayton was available because I hadn't switched out Shepard in the league. I think Shepard's a really good play this week with everybody else out for the Giants. Daniel Jones is going to have to throw to somebody. And we've seen Slayton have good games going back a couple of years and last year. So I like him. Ayuk is another name. I think Ayuk is going to start to return to maybe not Ayuk of old, but with Kittle out, we've talked about that. So those are two guys that I wouldn't mind picking up and starting.
Well, Ludo, I'm trying to convince the wife to start Squid Game. But I feel like that, you don't have a choice in that, right? I don't think the people in Squid Game signed up for it.
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I just said that. They probably don't.
You said that very emphatically. MG needs one here in a PPR: Sanders, Booker, or Freeman.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Sanders. I really do think he has a good week. I don't mind Freeman again. We've harped on it a couple of times. Always a good shot for a touchdown. Booker's going to see the work, but I just don't think he's all that efficient with the work that he is given. So I'm going to go with Miles Sanders.
Comeboy, let us know who your other options are. But Robbie does not mind starting Collins. But let us know if you have anybody that you're deciding between. Bozo Bob, Burrow or Carr today. I'm going Burrow.
Burrow as well.
Ilias, Debo or Fournette in a PPR. I'm going Debo.
Fournette is just getting so much work in the passing game where I feel like the PPR thing almost gets offset. I wouldn't be surprised if they're only a couple catches off.
I think if you need safety, if you just need to plug in points, you go Fournette. But I do like the upside of Debo.
No Akeem Hicks for the Bears. I'm going to go Fournette.
Yeah, I don't mind either. They're both in decent spots. I mean, I think Debo's in a better spot, but Fournette obviously has the guaranteed touches on his side and is being involved, like you said, in the pass catching game. Then Gesicki, Higbee, or Ricky Seals-Jones. This is Gesicki for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got a trade question here from Mandy. Will we trade Woods and JT for Jefferson in PPR? Only have Deontay and Tyreek at the moment. I feel like you should be able to get something back.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade Jonathan Taylor straight up for Jefferson.
Ooh.
Or it'd be close. You know what I mean? It'd be close, right? Like I'd have to have the running back depth. You have Tyreek and Deontay. And Deontay's on bye.
Yeah, I think Woods is fine. As when they're all playing, he's fine as your wide receiver 3.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do that. No.
If you can get something back with Jefferson, I would look for it. Maybe like a low end, like a high end RB2 or something like that. But I would not be throwing in Woods along with that. And I think Woods is fine. I know he's been a little disappointing outside of that 1 week. But
would you trade JT straight up for Jefferson? He's the running back 4 on the year, man.
That is on the heels of a couple just massive games.
Totally capable of doing that. We saw him have that second. Anyways, just
right. Would not do this trade as is. I think Woods is fine. I'm not sure, like Robbie's saying, I'm not sure I'd want to part with JT. What is our second favorite sport after the NFL?
I used to be a much better sports fan than I am now, but with how much we divest into this, honestly, it's kind of NFL year round, especially when we get into rookie season and draft season. We're focusing on those guys. We're watching film on those guys. And it really, honestly, has taken a huge hit from all these other ones. I used to be NBA and college basketball second, baseball as well. Man, it's probably college football, I guess, just because of how much we're watching that in the tape to get ready for who's coming in that next class. So it's probably college football.
Yeah, it would be college football for me. I do love the NHL playoffs, but that's just one of those leagues. It's like it's too long for me to like sit down and always be catching games. I do love NHL playoffs, and NBA I do not pay attention to until the playoffs. Again, too many games, defense just not being played until the playoffs. So I do like NHL playoffs. They are actually my favorite. If you had to be like, all right, you can only watch one playoff for the rest of your life, it is NHL. Like I love NFL, but the NHL playoffs just have something else.
Intense.
It's so super intense, just back and forth the entire time. Like anything can happen at any given moment. But yes, it would be NCAA football for me if I were to pick. Look at this.
Yeah, not even a question.
Not even a question, just a happy game day.
Love it, Ton. Thank you so much.
Are you confident on that pronunciation?
I am 1,000,000% sure.
Okay, all right.
I would do the if I'm right, I get 1 million. If I'm wrong, I'd lose $500,000.
All right, Ton. Super appreciative of you, man. Thank you for always rocking with us. The TFA OG here. Figured out Ton has been one of the first subscribers to the channel back in the day. So really, really appreciative of that. Thank you so much for it. OJ Howard or Dylan now for the flex. I'm going to go Dylan.
Yeah. Seeing a decent.
This could be a break. This could be a break game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Should I pick up Howard and replace Uzomah? Yes, I would go Howard there. Prescott, J-Rob, Diggs, Najee, Mike Will. Oh, my God. That's brutal. That is brutal. 7-0 in that league, though. I would just take
7.
Yes, I would just take the L this week if you're 7-0. I'm not dropping anybody on that bench either.
A little double play there. We're only 6 weeks in. Got a little double play there where you get an extra win.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe Zion's counting the chickens before they hatch. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Slayton, Bateman, Metcalf, wide receiver 1, full PPR. Oofta.
Man, as much as I like Bateman, as down as I am on that Seahawks passing game, I'm going to have Metcalf over him.
Yeah, I'm still going to go Metcalf. Metcalf could easily, rip one off, a slot across the middle. They are using him, on drags and slants and crossers more than they have been in years past. So I think you can go Metcalf there. I'm not, as like you said, not as high to be able to go Bateman. Woods or Myers in a PPR? I'm going to go Woods.
Woods.
Would you still start Mitchell over Gibson with the rain in San Fran?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would as well. It's not like Mitchell is super involved as a pass catcher, so if they're going to be keeping it on the ground because of that in a sloppy game, I'm fine with that. Gibson, Packers could go up 14-0, in the first quarter, and then we see very little Gibson the rest of the way. Callaway, Corey Davis in a half PPR.
Callaway.
Would you drop Ramondre from being a healthy scratch? Depends. Lou, let us know who you could potentially be looking to pick up. I don't mind dropping him. I think it's like the fact that Brandon Bolden's questionable. Obviously, they traded away Stoney Michel. JJ Taylor, fumbled and I think missed that one pass block assignment. So JJ Taylor isn't in the fold anymore. The fact that he is a healthy scratch to me is very concerning. So I think you can drop him. Let us know if there's any specific players that you are targeting. This is going to be Gesicki for me, big fatty.
Yep. Drop Tannehill. Unless that was the starter.
Yeah, because he has Dak.
Okay.
Yeah, just take the L this week.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing this up again because such a good guy. JL, kicker help. Here we go. So, Bucker, Suckup, Coos, Sanders, Myers, Bollock.
Yeah, I'm going to go Harrison Butker here. Pretty accurate guy in a – what did you say the over-under for that game was, 58?
57.5.
Yeah, there's going to be points put up.
It might have been up to 58 at this point.
Yeah. Is Suckup on the other side of that? No, Suckup is
I literally don't know. I was looking at Bullock and I was like, is he playing? Is that actually an option? Or are we being tricked here? I don't know. Just give me Bucker on the best offense.
Bullock is the Titans kicker, I believe.
Okay. I think Suckup's with Tampa Bay. Just give me Bucker.
Yeah, I got that. I was confusing Matt Gay because Matt Gay used to be with Bucks. Now use one of those first two.
Just keep Bucker in your lineup and don't worry about it the rest of the season. Even on bye weeks, just keep Bucker in there. Freeman, Herbert, D. Will here for Marcus. We need one in a PPR.
Freeman.
Not sure you're going to have this choice, DeMarc. It might just end up being Ricky Seals-Jones. Looks like Waller is very questionable with some rumors swirling that he's going to be ruled out. Truth teller, who should I put in? Edmonds, Mixon, Corey Davis is the flex. This is Mixon.
Yep.
We already said McKissick, Brian, Slayton or Smith. Assuming this is Devonta Smith, is Devonta Smith for me. Would there be any other Smith? No, right?
Steve Smith has retired.
Justin Martinez, who should I start at the flex? Gibson, Hardman, A-Rob.
Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't feel great about it, but we don't feel great about any of the other options as well. Here we go. Khalil Herbert or Kenyon Drake.
I'm going to go Kenyon Drake. You have a shot at a handful of catches. I think he had 4 or 5 catches last week.
I'm still going to go Herbert. Drake wasn't involved last week, but it's
I can't start any running back against the Bucs, especially one that's probably going to cede the pass catching work to Damian. So that's tough.
Q, appreciate it. Look at that.
How's my signal been? So how has the direct connect to the internet been on my end? Hopefully good.
Your picture froze a couple of times, but it wasn't for long, and we never lost audio.
Really? That's bad.
It was just like maybe like 3 times, but for 3, it was just your picture. We don't need it. Cut out. We don't need it. Your face is better frozen anyway. Preston Williams or Ayuk. Is Preston Williams playing?
I believe he is. Yes, he was not on the inactives.
Still going to go Ayuk here.
Are you? Ooh, yeah, I am too.
Still going to go Ayuk here.
Yeah.
Van Jefferson.
Should I drop Ramondre?
Yeah. Right. Van Jefferson.
I'm keeping Ramondre just because if Damian Harris goes out, he's going to be activated and he's going to probably be the main runner in that backfield, right? So I get it. He's inactive. That sucks. But we're always one injury away, and I get it's the Patriots backfield, so they split stuff. But I don't like any of those other options any more than Stevenson.
Are we done with Odell?
Yeah. Yeah. If there's a better option, yes.
Yeah. It's
name brand. Honestly, it's just name brand right now. That's it.
Knowing that entire team is disappointing. Baker's not playing well, injured across the board.
Yeah.
It's he's way too hard to trust.
Except for Ernie Johnson. Ernie Johnson is not disappointing. What a stud.
McKissick, Brian, Lou thinks Odell is finished.
Is that Brian's fourth time asking us?
Well, this one was adding in Gibson or McKissick.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does have them both. That's fair.
Yes. Harmon, Tyler Boyd, Corey Davis. We need 2. Who are you sitting?
We need 2 there. I'm going to go Hardman and Boyd.
You're sitting Davis?
Yeah, I'm that low on Davis.
Okay. I'm fine with that too. I was just getting ready to go down swinging. Gonna go to Kansas, break your internet, and punch you in the face if you were gonna sit Tyler Boyd there.
A lot of travel. A lot of travel in your future.
Well worth it. Robbie Anderson or AJ Green?
Robbie Anderson, the namesake.
Would you drop Odell for Shepard? Ugh.
Yeah, that is one where I would do that.
Yuck. Alexis, do we still trust Ayuk? Should I drop Bateman for him? I would keep Bateman. I think Ayuk starts to turn around, but I would not drop Bateman. I like Bateman a bunch rest of season. Darnell Mooney or Bateman, I'm going Bateman there.
Yep.
Yes, I would drop Stevenson for Pollard.
Yes.
Pollard has standalone value, and if Zeke goes down, you have a really nice lottery ticket there. Last one here, coming out of Facebook from Colton. Pick 2, McKissick, Gibson, Herbert, Penny, Gaskin. Locking in McKissick.
Washington backfield, do it.
Boom. There you have it, guys. Appreciate you rocking with us this entire time. Drop Shepard for Jefferson, Slayton, Watkins, Chris Moore. No, keep Shepard there.
If you need a start, are you dropping Shepard for Slayton? He's like can't play anyone else.
I guess if I had to, but again, this might just be a point where I just like take an L because
I can't take L's. You know, they're too important each week, and Shepard's not that important where you like, man, I lost him. You know, there goes my season. Like, I think it's too important. I would go Slayton if you have to drop Shepard.
Yeah. Pittman or Ruggs?
Pittman,
and then Pitts or Goddard. That is, so Marcus can't do it. Marcus, if you need somebody to start, if this is just for a bench spot, just put someone else in for Shepard. But if you need someone to start, you can drop Shepard and pick up Slayton.
Got with the dub.
Yeah, so it's Pittman and Pitts.
Yeah, really close, wildly close, but I'll go Pitts as well.
Gibson, McKissick, Michael Carter, Herbert, McKissick.
Give me the Washington. Just one McKissick.
Yeah. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up. Appreciate all of you. Please hit us with a sub and a like if you have yet to do so. If you have any last-minute questions, jump in our Discord, and we'll answer them up until lock. We're going to get off. We have some lineups of our own to fix and to straighten up some things. So we'll be live tonight giving you the first look at Week 8 waivers so you can join us at halftime of the Sunday Night Football game if you want to see our beautiful faces once more. Until then, good luck this week, and we'll talk to you all soon.